Hey everyone, as promised, I wanted to show you my little radish patch. One of the things I love about radishes is that you can have a small space, so just these, this can't be more than 3 foot by 2 foot. This is way more radishes than my family will ever eat. And you can do this over and over and over again. If you just had even a small pot on your back porch, you can grow enough radishes all year long. They grow super fast. When you put the seed in the ground, they tend to germinate in only like 3 to 7 days. And then usually, depending on your species, you can get a harvest within weeks or a month or 6 weeks or so after that. You're getting a harvest, and you can do that over and over and over again. Now, they tend to do best in the spring and in the fall and the cooler temperatures. If they get too hot, then that's when they go a little more, we'll say a little more on the bitter side, and then they get spongy inside. Radishes are one of my favorite things to grow because they're so easy. Now you will see, I want to address a few things. Do you see that? All the insect damage? There's nothing wrong with that. This is normal. It does not mean you better come along and do something or you're going to lose them. This is part of organic gardening. It's not all what you see on YouTube and TikTok and all that, where everything looks perfect all the time and they pretend to have an organic garden. They don't. Here's the little guy that's doing some of the damage. Let's see if we could zoom in on him. There he is. He blends right in. See that caterpillar? Right there. It's a caterpillar. See that? And he's the one doing that damage. The big deal. The plants are still alive. The radishes are still good. There's nothing wrong with them. This is just part of living with nature instead of on top of it. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times when you do have to do something about the pest, especially the foreign invasive ones. I've talked a lot about the squash bugs and the squash borers, things like that. I absolutely treat for those. But when it comes to just living with nature and our native insects, they're not going to do enough damage to cause any harm. All right, so moving along from that. Radishes are pretty simple to grow. They will grow even if you neglect them. But the more you take care of them, the better they're going to be. If you want good sweet radishes, you better water those consistently. When you see a radish that splits open or has cracks in it or gets so big that it's just not good anymore, it's usually due to inconsistent watering. So if you water them, you're going to get better radishes. If you neglect them, you're still going to get decent radishes. Again, one of the easier things to grow, especially if you're a new gardener. So you can see here, I'll show you some. Some of these have gotten too big. They've been in the ground a little too long. And if I was paying closer attention or had more time, I would have pulled that one out a lot sooner. But we'll still eat it. It's not bad. It's just not as good if you let them go too long on the inside. Oh, look, there's a little friend there too. See, there's insects all over my garden and I just don't mind it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you let them get too big and they go too long, they'll get kind of almost soft and spongy in the middle. And the longer you go, the more that spreads toward the outside. So a little sponginess in the middle is not that bad, but here, let's pull one and see how we do. Oh yeah, see this gigantic? He looks more like a beet. He's been in there so long. That's not good. So I'm probably not going to eat it. I don't know. I may slice it up and try it, but I think he's just a little too big. But this one right next to him, right here, that's the perfect size right there. That's going to be a wonderful radish. Nice and sweet. See, it's nice uniform. Most of them are that way, but then you'll see some big ones too. Like, here's a big one back here that's split. That's due to it being in the ground too long, and then also probably inconsistent watering. Here, we'll try this one here. Let's pull this bad boy up. See, look at that, another good one. Another good one. Now, if you want radishes to keep, along with a lot of root vegetables, don't wash them. That's the mistake a lot of people make. They pull it out, they wash it immediately, they put it in the refrigerator, and they just don't last that long. Just brush the dirt off And then you put that in a bag and keep that in your refrigerator like that, unwashed, until you're ready to use it. Once you wash off the natural protections that nature gives plants, it's going to go bad faster, especially with root vegetables. Don't penetrate the skin. Don't rub all of that off. Leave it intact. So I'm going to come through and I'm going to actually harvest all of these at one time. I'm going to keep what we need for my family, and then my best friend's family, he's got a big family, and they actually love radishes. They eat them just with bread and butter. They'll slice them and eat them like sandwiches. I like radishes, and I generally eat most of my radishes just by coming by and pulling one out of the garden and eating it while I'm out here. And then we do like to put some in salads, but we're not radish sandwich eaters, so we don't eat that many, but they love them. And again, they're so easy to grow. Why not grow more than what you need and give the rest away? If you have any questions, you can leave those down in the comments, but I just wanted to share with you what I like about radishes, show you how I grow them. I just grow a couple of rows in the back and a couple of rows in the front, small space, no big deal. It's kind of a set it and forget it plant until it's time for you to harvest. You don't really have to do much. They tend to not weed a lot because they grow so thick that they drown out the weeds. So there's not a lot of weeds that grow through it. Every now and then I'll see a clump of grass or something, I'll come and pull it up, but it's not like you got to come through here with a hoe or something, and that you would, like, say, around tomato plants. They're just not labor intensive at all. It's one of the easiest things to grow. So I just wanted to share this with you. If you have any questions, as I said, leave it in the comments. And feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. That way you don't miss them. And I'm still planning on making a few more as the fall continues. And then in the winter, I'll be moving on more to all of the questions I get about keeping chickens and how I do it and why I do it the way I do. You'll see more videos in the winter that are chicken oriented. And right now you're going to see more videos that are garden oriented. And then out here, if you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe. I'll kind of show you through the fence. This is a native garden bed. I'm going to do a video about it as well to show you what the plan is, why we're doing it, what we've done so far, and our future plans. So subscribe if you don't want to miss that. All right, everyone, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're enjoying this beautiful fall weather that we're having. Take care, everyone.